Hi, we just finished meeting for intonation practice on Wednesday, September 28th. And we did flip back and forth between the first tab, which has sentences or groups of words, and the second tab, which has individual words. So you can see we probably did more individual words than groups, but that's okay. That's what came up. So I'll do these first and then go to the individual words. Fishers of men. Fishers of. This S sounds like a Z and will connect to the O. Fishers of men. Fishers of men. Intimate communion. Intimate communion. Intimate communion. Jam packed journey. I should have put that little mark after the T because that little mark after the T is what I use to remind you to hold your tongue and don't release it like intimate. Just hold that in that position. Intimate communion, jam packed journey. And really, the only other group of words we did. Violet is very vivacious. I went up on violet. Violet is very vivacious. Violet is the T changes to a D because it's between two voiced sounds. Violet is very vivacious. And we did practice this one. I just didn't need to rewrite it because there wasn't many unusual words. I'll help you provide all the information you need. I'll help you provide all that connects, provide all the information you need. And we had this was what we started coming over here. The difference between man and men. I also have to work on this one because of my own accent, not accent, but man. There's no other way to spell it, so I just put man. Men is like yes. So the in head, I might use a EH to represent men. Great. There's two different words, but two different spellings, but sound exactly the same. Great. And hold that T. Great. Bear. Two spellings, same sound. Reek. It could be this spelling, which means to cause something to happen, or it could be a bad smell, something that stinks. And the vowel is E. Reek, freak, flee, fleas. The plural looks like an S but sounds like a Z. Fleas. This looks like an S, looks like a C but sounds like an S. Fleece. Bangs. S sounds like a Z. Fringe. And we talked about the C sounds like an S when it is followed by an I, E, or Y, and that includes when it's at the end of the word. So at the beginning of words like cyber, city, center, it always sounds like ice. When the C is sounds like a K when it is followed by an A, an O, or a U, like cane, come, cut. Books. This is a S and it sounds like an S because the sound before it is voiceless. K, k, k. There's no vibration. Books. So looks like an S, sounds like an S. Fleas is following a voiced sound. E. E is voiced, so the S looks like an S but sounds like a Z. Fleas. If your voice is on, leave it on. If your voice is off, leave it off. That's the rule. Very. Both ways of spelling sound the same. Ve, as in head, re. And for this one, be careful not to let your tongue touch the top of your mouth and say very, because it'll ar. So you may need to pull your tongue down. Maybe you may need to open your mouth more, ve, so that there's room for the tongue to curl back without touching the top of the mouth. Very. The contraction heed and sheed just sound like heed, sheed. I'll. If you're being super careful and you want to sound perfect, you can say, I'll meet you there. It's the same sound as aisle 4 in the grocery store. I'll. But most of the time, people aren't being so careful and perfect, and it just sounds like all. I'll meet you there. I'll, I'll, I'll meet you there. And in context, people would know that you're referring to you singular and not a group of people. We would and we had can both be contracted to weed, and it sounds like weed. But in context, you would know which one it was. So we would stay, but we don't have time, would be contracted to we'd stay, but we don't have time. We had better get going. We'd better get going. So that's it. This was a lot of good questions today, a lot of good practice. So I'm glad I got to practice with everybody, and I hope to see you next Wednesday. Thanks.